What's up guys, today's video is on the top 3 best handheld gaming consoles in 2024. Through extensive research and testing I've put together a list of options that'll meet the needs of different types of buyers, so whether it's price performance or its particular use, we've got you covered. For more information on the products, I've included links in the description box down below which are updated for the best prices. Now let's get started. Number 3, Logitech G Cloud. The Logitech G Cloud is the line of handheld games consoles following in the success of the Nintendo Switch and Valve's Steam Deck. This one's focus isn't to run games natively, but to stream them from the cloud, as its name would imply. The Logitech G Cloud utilizes a 1080p 7-inch IPS 60Hz multi-touch screen as its panel of touch, and is bolstered by console-quality controls and an ergonomic grip on either side. The stick and face button layout should be familiar to those who use the best Xbox controllers with its XYAB format and asymmetrical placement. The D-pad here is solid, but isn't quite as good as what you'll find on the Xbox wireless controller. It's satisfying enough, but doesn't have the same tactile click with its quiet feedback. As well as the more standard approach, there are buttons acting as start and options, as well as dedicated home and hub ones. The most striking thing about the Logitech G Cloud is how thin and light it is, even compared to other gaming handhelds from Valve, Nintendo, and Neo. Weighing in at just for 63G and measuring at just 1.3 inches in thickness, it's a slight machine, to say the least. Unfortunately, the main reason Logitech's latest device comes in lighter and slimmer than its rivals is due to the guts inside. That's because the Logitech G Cloud is essentially an Android tablet running the Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G octa-core processor instead of something more hardware-intensive. The hardware manufacturer claims you can expect around 12 hours of playback from the Logitech G Cloud 6000 mAh battery. The Logitech G Cloud features 2 modes in the software for handheld and tablet use. The former is a streamlined approach with a console-style menu similar to Steam's Big Picture, and the latter is a basic vanilla Android experience. Number 2, Asus ROG Ally. The ROG Ally features a standard handheld game console form factor with a display in the middle and split controls on the side. We are no longer in the era of split dual displays and folding hinges of early Nintendo handhelds, nor are there any detachable Joy-Cons a la the Switch. Depending upon how you look at it, you could say it's less gimmicky, or perhaps that it is less imaginative. The ROG Ally has a clean and somewhat reserved design for an ROG product. The entire body is made up of 2 pieces of hard plastic shell for the front and the back. There are a few different textures here, the most common one being a fine-grain finish to give it a matte appearance. The grips on the side have a more coarse grain pattern for additional grip, and the back has a few different wavy patterns. The ROG Ally is a lot smaller and lighter than the Steam Deck. It never feels quite as daunting in hand and is much easier to hold for extended periods without support or to carry around in a bag. The downside of this is that it's also a bit less grippy. The Steam Deck has substantial grips that let your fingers have something to grab onto, while the ROG Ally grips are somewhat shallow. It was a necessary trade-off to ensure the ROG Ally remains compact, but those with larger hands will find the Steam Deck more comfortable. The ROG Ally does have RGB lighting, but it's only limited to the rings around the joysticks. Each ring only has 2 zones, but the colors blend in well together. The lighting can get extremely bright, way brighter than the display itself, but fortunately, it is set to a much lower level out of the box and can be disabled completely. You can also set the lighting to sync with your music, compatible games, or also CPU temperature or usage. Number 1, Nintendo Switch OLED. The Nintendo Switch OLED is arguably the best console in the Switch family, despite not being a significant upgrade when initially compared to the standard Nintendo Switch. When you start looking at all the small improvements, they start to paint a larger picture of why the OLED is well worth considering if you're looking to upgrade, especially for those who predominantly play handheld. The 7-inch display drastically improves the visuals from the console in comparison to the LCD panel of previous panels, boasting perfect blacks and vivid colors, but even outside of the display, the Nintendo Switch OLED hosts enhanced speakers to make gameplay without headphones far more enjoyable. Nintendo has smartly shaved down the system's bezel in order to accommodate the larger screen, so there's hardly any size or weight difference at all between the original and OLED switches. The Nintendo Switch OLED model maintains the same internal hardware specifications as the original model. It offers the same performance and audio capabilities, so you shouldn't expect a significant difference in terms of processing power or sound quality. While the design remains largely similar to the original Nintendo Switch, the OLED model might have some minor improvements or changes in terms of build quality. The audio system has been improved for handheld and tabletop play, providing enhanced audio for an improved gaming experience. The Nintendo Switch OLED model is fully compatible with all existing Nintendo Switch games and accessories. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.